Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Darkcast podcast. I'm the host, the actual gamer, and this is my partner, Windhoof.
Hello. I are the wind.
And we have absolutely no idea where we're going with this, so...
Alright.
Without further ado, one of the first things I'm going to bring up for this whole new idea of ours is something I was actually discussing with Wind earlier. In the event of the zombie apocalypse, blunt/sharp weapons versus guns, or anything projectile, what would you honestly prefer going in with?
Alright, so now I'm answering this? Okay.
Yeah.
We're not asking the viewers. Okay. Oh, hell, they can email us and talk to us about that if they want to later, if they even feel like it.
I was going to leave it open to discussion when we got done for the comments, personally. But we're talking like we're actually going to get viewers with this. So.
Yeah. What? You mean we can't be instant internet celebrities in a day?
Nope. Unfortunately, we can't become instant classics.
Oh, I guess we'll just have to work at it.
Just actually got to put work into something.
That is not the American way.
America.
Fuck yeah. Oh, wait, are we going to be swearing?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. Warning,
parents...
this podcast may have immature language.
Yes. So parental discretion is, in fact, advised.
Even though we're a little late on that, maybe we'll do it in post.
There will be no post.
I know. So anything I say.
Yeah, if we were to edit anything out in post, it would be every single thing he said. Then there would be no podcast at all. So this would just kind of be a pointless idea.
It'd just be one of us just talking to ourselves. That would be the podcast.
Yep, a one-sided conversation.
So I need to be careful about all my racial, sexual, gender slurs. Okay.
But anywho, back to the question at hand.
Sure thing.
Since we actually want some semblance of some things to talk about, every once in a blue moon at least. Just once in a blue moon.
Alright. So, zombies. What you kill them with? Melee or ranged? Why don't you start?
Well, this goes back to what I was saying to you earlier and everything. Both ways are a double-edged sword in my eyes because, one, if you're going in melee, you gotta get close to them anyway, which could end badly no matter how you look at it unless you're skilled. But with ranged, however, you run into the very high possibility of having to reload at a very bad time. And that could just ruin your day all around.
Or just running out of ammo altogether.
Yeah, that too.
Well, being close up can be, negated with, I would say wearing leather or really thick denim. Like, denim that would actually be used in like a construction yard, not like the frickin' denim that they frickin' advertise on Gap.
We've also got to look at this too. Are we looking at a realistic zombie apocalypse, or are we looking at one of the fantasy ones where the zombies can bite through fucking anything?
I don't know what fantasy ones you're watching. Well, actually, they're all fantasy, so... So let's see, do you want rage zombies, Romero zombies, zombies that still retain their intelligence? Actually, Romero zombies are kind of like rage zombies as well. Shit. Early Romero zombies. That would depend on what kind of zombie you're going against. If you're going against the slow ones, yeah, melee weapon would be nice to have. Maybe a blunt object.
You see, that would honestly be me in the end. I would carry one of each. I would carry a sharp weapon, a blunt weapon, and a gun of some sort, just to cover all my bases.
You need a blunt weapon for the skeletons, and you need a slashing weapon for the... Oh, wait, this isn't D&D. Yeah. I mean, you would need at least one of each to deal with, the assholes who decide, you know what? It's the apocalypse, I'm going to take advantage of everybody. But then again, this is talking about what you would bring to a zombie fight. Robots. I would bring robots. But no, I would say melee weapons, like a sword or an axe or a hammer, just because, well, then that would also depend on how big the item is.
I'm sorry, but you said axe, and my mind just instantly flashed, because it started to become a huge meme. I've noticed a lot of stuff that I'll watch and everything where they'll parody Lord of the Rings with Gimli and my axe.
And already we're derailed.
It was only bound to happen. So.
In a zombie apocalypse, I want Gimli on my side.
There, that covers the majority of our bases. Just get fucking Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli on your side, and there you go. You've got all of your bases covered for the most part.
Just dangle a hobbit as, bait.
Let's just hope that the zombies can enjoy hair.
Okay. Going to a weird place now.
I was thinking of just a lot of the
zombie hair fetishes?
Not quite. You talk about me going to a weird place. But no, just everybody that's anybody, everybody makes fun of Hobbit's hairy ass feet.
Well, yeah. I would say my feet are not the Hobbit feet. They do have some. But I do walk around in the dirt barefooted with the stickers and the sharp pointy rocks, and it doesn't really bother me.
Probably go into TMI and territory here.
Thick feet. That's what you need, people. Screw your shoes.
But yeah, ultimately, in the end, as I said, I would just cover all my bases and take a blunt, a sharp, and a gun.
Well, if it's like fast zombies, I really don't want to be waiting in that with a melee weapon.
Right.
I don't even want to be... If I don't have a barricade or a high perch that they can't get up to, yeah, I don't think I want to be in that situation, but...
Makes me think of this one...
It depends if they're in a group or not. Slow zombies in a group, I'll wait in them with an axe or a hammer.
Oh, for the life of me, I can't remember the machinimator's name right now. I'll have to go look it up after, but she did a series of videos, and one of them contained, it was her own insertion and Zero from the Mega Man X series running from zombies, and it was a slow zombie. But at the end, she poses the question, basically, why are all zombies slow? And after that... A track and field zombie showed up. Because that would be my luck. All these zombies are so slow. The next thing I know, I'm getting chased down by the most athletic zombie there is out there.
If I had known we were talking about zombies, I would have grabbed my zombie munchkin box. Just started digging. You ever heard of Munchkin?
I don't think so.
It's a card. Okay, linking. Let's see. Steve Jackson games. games.
Oh boy.
I know, we're already derailed. We'll put this in the show notes. How about that? I forgot to put games.
Great job. But in the end, while you're looking for that, what would you say your ultimate choice would be? Preference of melee, then?
Yeah. Depending on the situation. Slow zombies, even in groups, yeah, I'll take a melee weapon. Something that I can I can hold up to shoulder height and swing without getting too tired.
Which leads me back to my original point that started this entire conversation to begin with, that I've noticed in a lot of zombie apocalypse mediums, the main hero usually ends up with a bat for their main weapon.
Yeah.
Like, for example, an anime that I just recently watched through, School of the Dead.
Oh, God.
Main hero, zombie apocalypse show, ends up with a bat for a main weapon. Bite Me. I think that was the name of the YouTube series, isn't it?
Yeah.
One of the main characters of that series, bat as a main weapon in the zombie apocalypse.
Well, also the other guy uses a street sign.
That was just amazing.
Well, okay, here's a link to their list of games they have, the different variants. It started out as like a fantasy game on the top left, and then it just kind of progressed into these other ones. And you can also take all the decks and mix them together, and you'll still have a coherent game.
So we've got a mix of everything then. Munchkin Cthulhu, Munchkin Conan, Munchkin Apocalypse, zombies.
Axe Cop.
Interesting.
But yeah, let's see. God, High School of the Dead. I watched that after another podcast I listened to said, God, I'm already talking about another podcast. Great! It's a great first podcast already.
We're going to go far.
Yeah, I was talking about it, and it's like, yeah, I watch it, and it's like, wow. It's a lot of TNA without actually showing it. Just a lot of panty and bra shots.
Yeah, there's a lot of fan service in that anime, from large breasts to... There's even this big scene in one of the episodes where it's all the girls together naked, taking showers and getting cleaned up together, and they're just basically sitting there playing with each other, and a lot of HLA innuendo. But that anime, hands down, is just... It's a guy fan service anime all the way around, period. It's a show about the zombie apocalypse where the guy heroes are kick-ass, and the girl main characters, they're supposed to be badass, but at the same time, lots of panty shots, bra shots, boob shots, and just...
If you haven't seen this, and you're not easily offended, and you're not at work...
Yeah, this is definitely not safe for work material.
I would suggest taking a look at it just for the ridiculousness that this is.
And we've reached shameless plugging territory now.
Well, it's not like they're paying us, so... But they could.
Wink, wink.
Just send your promotional... Just send us an email to thedarkcastgroup@gmail.com telling us that you want to buy us out. We're ready to whore for you.
We're totally ready to be corporate sellouts. Oh boy, now we're going to get a lot of troll emails. Great job.
Yes.
Oh boy, I'm not even sure who even created the series, honestly.
Fuck.
Hello, Farm.
One moment, please. Keep talking. Dead air.
I guess. I'll keep this going then. But anyways, I'm going to go see who even did High School of the Dead while I wait for him to return. I don't want the manga. Episodes. Who did the anime? Madhouse Studio. Of course. Studio named Madhouse did this. Great. So that makes perfect sense in the end.
And I'm back.
And as I just learned and was telling the audience and everything, the group that ended up doing High School of the Dead is named Madhouse. Makes perfect sense now.
Okay.
Licensed by Madman Entertainment. Though that's in Australia. North America it was licensed by Sentai Filmworks.
All right.
But the studio was Madhouse, so.
I don't know any of these people.
Neither do I. So don't feel bad.
I'm terrible with names and companies, and I don't really remember anything.
I just wish that English dub, anyways, that we'd get more episodes of it beyond 12.
Oh boy. Were there more episodes after that?
I'm pretty sure there are.
I'm fine with it ending where it is. Not really on a cliffhanger, but, not really. It's opened to a sequel, but it's fine.
It's open to interpretation. They could leave it ended there and be perfectly fine with it, but beyond that, it leaves it open.
It's just so ridiculous and funny at the same time. And now we've run out of topics. Yay!
No, sorry, I just got distracted by something. The appearances and other titles. Character designer Shoji Sato, Japanese name, so.
I wouldn't even try pronouncing some of these names because you're only going to offend somebody.
Probably.
Just call them all Joe.
But I digress. Anyways, it says right here that the character designer of it featured Ray and Psycho in crossover illustrations for his other manga, Triage X, and the video game Lollipop Chainsaw, where their high school uniforms are available as DLC costumes for the main character. Which I can't really say much about Lollipop Chainsaw because apparently it was developed by someone that really isn't a fan of porting things to PC, so.
I haven't played it myself, so.
I would like to play it just based on how ridiculous I've heard it is.
Yeah. This does seem like it could be funny.
Honestly, I have to wonder if somehow the main character is sort of based off Ash.
They actually did have a Ash DLC skin for her.
Well, I mean, it makes perfect sense if you think about it, because her main weapon's a freaking chainsaw.
Well, everybody uses a chainsaw in zombie movies these days.
So, but yeah, I did read about that, though, about Ash being DLC for that game. I found that rather amusing.
I think that was if you pre-ordered, you got the DLC skin.
They probably made it available at a later date, though. For
Yeah.
viable.
Yeah, you gotta milk a franchise some way.
But anyway, I guess speaking of games, we'll turn the topic to video games.
Hell, any type of game. I'm not picky.
I guess we'll focus on the main game that we really play, World of Warcraft. What have been your thoughts so far on Mists of Pandaria?
And now we get hate mail. Oh my god, they said Warcraft!
Ah!
Warcraft sucks! This game is so much better. You know what? Warcraft is getting old, and it's showing its age.
Oh, very much so.
But I don't see any of these new games holding my attention. I really wanted Star Wars to hold my attention, and you know what happened? It didn't.
Yeah, same here. I mean...
And now I've got a collector's edition box just staring at me, mocking me.
Yeah, same here. I bought the collector's edition of it, and that was honestly money not well spent. The best that I really got out of it, I would say, would be the soundtrack for the game and the Darth Maul statue.
Yeah, I would really have liked an art book, not a diary.
Yeah, God, the diary. I forgot all about that. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, that's... I mean, okay, add the diary, but I would prefer um an art book, and I think the diary is online anyway as like a video diary with shit. What's his name? Who was the actor who played Bishop in the Alien movies?
Oh Lord.
But you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
That actor.
I don't remember the name at the moment though, and I really should. Ugh.
He was also in The Legend of Korra.
Really?
Yeah, he's the guy who he's pretty much the Steve Bloom's second-hand man. Can't remember what the guy in the mask is called now.
And which movie did you say he was in originally?
Aliens.
Aliens?
Yeah, that's the first one he was in. He's been in others. I just can't remember them. Was it IMDb or something?
Let's see here.
Yeah, there we go. IMDb.
And we totally bring this to what's been called.
I know.
To look this up.
You should be talking.
Let's see here.
Someone should be talking. Full cast and crew. Come on. Fuck. Wow, why is my computer so slow?
Because you need a new one.
Bishop. Lance. Wait. Well, I cannot pronounce his last name. Henriksen.
Yeah,
Lance Henriksen. There we go. I should probably turn up the size of the text on my computer. Because I have to go in close to find that out. But yeah, he's in... he's in Avatar.
Voice of the Lieutenant.
Oh, he's in Colonial Marines. Gemini Rising, bring me the head of Lance... What? Apparently he's in something called Bring Me the Head of Lance Hendrickson.
Okay.
When the 80s B-movie icon Tim Thormson wakes up one day to realize the acting roles are not coming his way anymore.
Interesting. Turns out he voiced a character in the Old Republic MMO that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Jedi Master Nos Durrell.
Yeah, we were talking about that, remember? The video diary?
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Sets out on a quest to find his former co-star Lance Henriksen to discover his secret Hollywood longevity and gets more than he bargained for in the process. This sounds amazing.
Nice. He was also in Static Shock.
Was he?
Yeah, voice of Cobra Leader.
We're sure that's not the other... I can just imagine him now going, Cobra.
Cobra Commander versus Cobra Leader.
But yeah, he's in the Legend of Korra.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's in Mass Effect 3. He's Admiral Hackett.
Hackett.
Now, what was our first topic again? I don't...
The first top, we got into this from preferred weapon in the zombie apocalypse. Yeah.
I don't remember if we had a definitive answer. I
think we did ultimately.
Moving on.
That's all I can really say is I think we did, but...
Transformers animated. Huh.
lockdown. But anyway, yeah, back to
And
yeah, back
we
to the whole reason that this even got started. Back to your thoughts on Miss Pandaria thus far. You
oh
established already that WoW is in fact getting old and it's starting to show, and
oh yeah, Pandaria. Yeah, I am. If they can't really, because shit, let's formulate a thought pattern here.
what's that?
Well, I have to say, when I started WoW, I started Thanksgiving of 2004, which is like 3 days after it launched. So, yeah. So I've been playing for that long without any breaks up until Cataclysm. And I took a break before they re-released the Troll Dungeons. And that's when I came back, that's when I joined your guild.
And that, back when he came is when we had the unfortunate pleasure of meeting him because of his nephew.
We will not speak of his name, for he does not have a name yet. We shall call him Boy Blunder. Anyway, so yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if I took another break during this game, because right now all I'm doing is busy work.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's going to be the point I make with my whole thing. I really don't think going the whole daily craft model for everything was the answer Blizzard needed to go to with it, because
No.
that's all you're really doing at this point is busy work, which takes away from the overall experience, I feel. Yeah, I understand the idea they were going for of getting people and keeping them out in the world more, but really...
That's not what we want. If we want it, we'll go out. I mean, like, if we want to rep grind for every faction, we'll do that. Especially if you have interesting things that we want, such as armor, weapons, cool-looking armor and weapons, or pets, mounts, that sort of thing.
Which brings me back to the other point I was going to make as well. They're making a mistake, I feel, as well, by gating literally everything behind something else. Like, you can't even get your Justice or Valor point gear without first reaching a certain... I think it's Revered now, or did they keep it as Exalted? I
think it depends on what your, like, items you're going for. Like, you know, in the last patch where, you know, you would get... Here's some agility gear over here at Honored. Here's some agility gear over here at Exalted.
Yeah, but the problem is, though, is that they gated all the Justice and Valor point gear.
Yeah.
Behind the Reputation factions.
And you actually have to go out looking for these things.
And then from there, you gotta figure out which vast amount of dailies you want to do each day for weeks on end to figure out which frickin' factions you want to get up with for the gear you need.
You still get honor points through random dungeons, right?
Yeah, but it's only once a day now, instead of 7 a week.
Oh. Well, it's still 7 a week then. 7 days a week.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, they changed it from doing, like, instead of just being able to do 7 period over the course of a week, you can only do it once a day now.
Did the hardcore people really complain about that?
I don't know, but either way, the whole daily quest model, turning it basically in the midst of daily quests, as I like to call it just wasn't a good idea. Because ultimately, yeah, sure, I grew bored and stale in Cataclysm because of the lack of content that they ultimately put out. But in the end, I preferred the style with which they did it, because at least I felt the need to log on and invest in doing something, instead of feeling forced to have to log on and do it.
Yeah. Feeling the same. Oh, and then, well, okay, like with the tillers?
Oh god, the
Since we're talking about rep grinds, you have individual rep grinds as well.
Yeah, they added with the Reputation faction, some of them, a buddy system now, where each group has, like, the tillers, as he was just discussing. There's 10 people that you have to gain individual rep for on top of getting your basic tillers rep to freaking exalted.
Which is a little annoying. Right now, the only thing I'm not best buddies with anybody at the moment. I think I'm close to best buddies with the frickin' the Jinyu drunk.
Yeah, Jogu.
Yeah. Now, I have a quest at the moment to get my best friend to do something at my farm. I don't know. I don't know if you can get the tillers to actually man your farm, like to deal with your farm for you, or if it's just something stupid. But no, I'll find out as soon as I get my rep up with that bastard.
With me, I've already got one of them to best friend, and that's Chi-Chi the Hosen.
Chi-Chi!
And all I really noticed that came from it was it added sheep to my farm, which I've actually not seen, so...
Oh.
GG.
I added a dog to my farm, but I just happened upon him out. I was flying to a destination. All of a sudden, I see an exclamation mark. And I'm like, "Ooh, okay, what's this? It's a dog. All right, he wants a quest. All right, do the quest." And then he runs off. Then I finish my other dailies and I go back to the farm to plant some items because sometimes I need to. Sometimes someone wants a particular plant, so I need to make sure that I'm planting the right plants. And then I see the dog there.
On top of the having to plant the thing people need and everything, you gotta make sure you can plant enough for the things you need for your cooking as well.
Yep. Well, there's an interesting thing where they have plants that will get minerals or leather for you or anything like that, like for crafting.
Makes absolutely no sense, but good going Blizzard logic, so...
I mean, if you want to pay a gold for each one, and I don't really like it because you only get one item. Maybe sometimes you'll get two. Being a leather worker, I don't think it's...
a single solitary leather is going to do you much good.
Yeah. And you can get, what's the new motes? The motes of... Harmony, yeah. I think you only get one mote at a time as well.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And you can plant one of 3 trees, and then you can have a tree, is it a sapling?
Yeah, I was wondering what the trees did, honestly. I actually noticed those seeds, I think it was last night, when I was looking at tiller stuff.
You get a sapling, and then he puts it in your inventory, then you can plant the tree anywhere, but it's what it is
it's busy
just
work.
No, it's just a vanity item that that only happen that has a that only has like a one-use limit, and it's only there for maybe 5 minutes, and then it's gone. So you can get an autumn or
I think there was summer, winter, and autumn.
Yeah. They're cherry blossoms? I can't remember what they were. Something Asian. I don't know.
But either way, in
American.
the end... The end result, though, is that ultimately all you're really doing this expansion, outside of queuing like you would have in the previous expansion, is busy work, ultimately. It's not really an immersive experience, I feel.
Yeah. So, now I'm going to have to pull up this information because I don't remember a jack shit.
I mean, you hear a lot of people talking through rose-colored goggles in regards to how good TBC and Vanilla was.
Oh, we remember them fondly. They were fun, because they were new and interesting, but yeah, we would never be able to go back to that.
Honestly, I think I would. Not because, yeah, sure, a lot of things were a lot harder back then in regards to how you, like, got into heroics and stuff like that and just the level grind itself. But in the end, the way that they actually handled the implementation of it, it was actually more immersive, I felt. That's the reason I remember it so fondly, personally.
Yeah. Well, have you been raiding since?
Yeah, I've
beginning?
done. No, I haven't actually.
When did you start raiding?
Wrath of the Lich King, actually, because I spent my time in TBC PvPing. I was a PvPer back then. And I really never did much anything in vanilla outside of try to get to level cap, which I never honestly achieved because I kept having a lot of computer issues and keeping a computer, much less because I wasn't working at the time, so lack of money. So I kept taking long breaks during vanilla, so I never really got up there to accomplish much anything. I really didn't do anything until TBC when I started my Warlock, and I got him to level 70, and all I really did during TBC was just PvP, so I really didn't start raiding until Wrath.
Same here. Even then, that was a bit limited. I only did like runs with the guild's alts through Nax Ramus. That was kind of the extent of my raiding. I did do the beginning part of... Great, now I'm going to have to remember another name. This is the problem with me. Was it... It's not in the... Very northwards. I wish I could pull up a good map.
Let's see here. Raids from Wrath is what we're talking about?
Yes.
We had...
It was in the Storm Peaks. Ulduar. That was it. Okay. I did do the beginning of that. That was kind of fun.
You know, I actually never did do Ulduar, surprisingly. I mean, I did runs into it, like at random times back when they implemented the weekly raid quest for it, and during just like random runs, like after Wrath of the Lich King, but...
Yeah. I mean, from what I heard, that was the best instance so far.
Yeah, a lot of people heralded Ulduar as like just freaking amazing. So,
I hope that we get something like that. Not like that. Not like, I don't want another repeat. I don't want to copy paste.
Well, geez, how many freaking bosses were in Ulduar? Like 12, 14, I think.
Oh boy.
Something along those lines?
Let's see, Ulduar. What the? I'm looking through Wowhead. Dead air.
No bad. There shall be no dead air.
Dead air. Yeah, I don't think it's very...
But I'm still going to say there was like 12 or 14 is my personal guess.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, yeah.
But anyways, in regards to the whole rating thing, and your rating mostly came with us after you joined us in Cataclysm.
Yeah. Hell, I even did the frickin' key run for Karazhan. Still never went to Karazhan.
I was in Kara a couple times, actually. Just before TBC ended, I did the quest and everything. I think I got the key on my Druid, actually. Might have got it on my Warlock. I can't remember now, though.
Oh, that's saying 18. Well, maybe there were doubles. Never mind. I'm talking to myself. I'm going crazy. What are we talking about? Fuck.
We were talking about rating.
Right, rating. Nax Ramus, a little bit of Ulduar.
I did a couple things in Nax during early Wrath, but a lot of my rating didn't come until really we got the guild off the ground. We did TOC, I know. We did some of ICC. We never finished it, unfortunately. And God, back then the roles were so differently reversed because that's back when I was the healer and Alora was the tank.
Oh God, you were the healer?
Yes, I was. And I was
God.
damn good at it, thank you.
Sure you were.
I was better than you. Because druids
What?
will always be better than the shaman. Period.
It's because Blizzard hates shamans, and the one who likes shamans is Chris Metzen, and Chris Metzen kicked the company dog.
That's your story and you're sticking to it?
Possibly. Though... God.
The tier gear for Mr. Pandaria for the druids and shamans, though. God, they're just dog ugly. They really are.
Oh, good. Let's see, item sets?
You've not seen the shaman or the druid tier sets yet for me?
I have not, so let's take a look.
Well, I actually checked out the druid set on my druid yesterday, and oh, just no. No.
Well, what's the item level we're at now?
It's tier 14.
Oh, tier 4. Oh, okay, tier 4. For some stupid reason, herp-derp, I was thinking that was PvP. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm dyslexic and stick with that until
what would that make the season gear the PvE gear then?
Oh boy.
Ugh.
Let's see. Open a new tab. Wait, why am I looking at the chest piece? You don't see the chest piece. Let's go with the hat and the shoulders. It's all you ever see. Alright, you go away. I love my computer, that's so slow. Though we should still keep talking.
Yeah, that's a video. That's not what I wanted. Let's see here.
Actually, there are no screenshots.
Oh,
good.
The warlock gear.
Oh God, it's crashing. Don't crash, please. Please don't crash. Nope, not even for the shoulders. I love how where I'm looking, there's nothing.
Ah, here it is. And of course, they put it on 2 trolls and a Pandaren female because apparently the chest piece is pretty on the revealing side on females forum.
Oh, God.
So the screen cap is 3 females. No, one of them's a Draenei. My bad. A troll, a Pandaren, and a Draenei.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, that's the Shaman tier 14.
Oh, why do shamans get pooped on?
Oh, trust me, I actually much prefer the Shaman tier 14 over the Druid.
Yeah,
which says a lot because you know I'm pretty dedicated to Druid versus Shaman.
This is... you think they go with a more, Asian... East, Middle Asia sort of theme. What?
If I can find the Druid tier 14, that is.
This is more like a bit more tribal looking. More troll tribal.
Is that it?
But,
no, that's Shaman again.
Though what's funny, back in vanilla, I went dragon scale leatherworking, and I made Windhoof some black dragon scale armor, and the chest piece gave you a midriff, even on the guys.
That is way too small. Okay, midriff
Still
on the
working.
guys.
Yep.
Okay, Merrick.
You know I'm beautiful. My
Shut
worst American impersonation ever.
But that's pretty much the Druid tier 14.
All right, Druid tier 14. What do we got?
And yes, we will be posting links for this just so you people can have a look at it as well.
That's really small. What is that, an owl bear?
I have no idea, but either way, you see what I'm talking about now, right?
Yeah, actually. I don't really know what I'm looking at.
I couldn't either. I really couldn't. Let me see if I can find a picture of it on a torrent since it'd be more visible. Good luck with that, though, since it took me forever to find that image.
Yeah, well, let's continue talking then while you're looking at that.
But yeah, it makes me think
what are we talking about?
But the Druid tier 14 makes me think of some weird mix of, like, bear and owl. So I'm just like, okay.
Owlbear.
Owlbear, yep, pretty much.
I guess Moonkin then. Moonkin without the horns. Or the antlers. Not really horns. Boomkin! You already have a Moonkin form.
Oops, that explains it, okay. No, that's still not on a Druid. But you can enlarge this one at least to get a better look at it. Why that's showing it on a human is beyond me, but
that's pretty much, you're looking at
MMO champs.
Yeah, that's pretty much their generic. Okay, it's more of a bear-shaped helmet. I kind of like the helmet. Okay, when you're looking at it from dead on, you kind of look like a chimp.
Yeah, it's ugly in my opinion. I really don't like it.
Okay, I like looking at it from the side, but then you look at it straight on, and you're a monkey.
Do the monkey!
Do the monkey with me. Man, I'm pretty.
Okay, now we're just getting desperate. We're making Johnny Bravo references of all
Johnny
things.
Bravo is awesome. Don't you dare mock Johnny Bravo.
Makes me think of that Star Wars reading you did earlier. I'm surprised they didn't try to do a Johnny Bravo one there.
Did any of them do Johnny Bravo?
No, they didn't.
No, I mean, like, any of those voice actors.
Oh, I don't think so.
Now you can go back to IMDb, aren't you?
Not my fault.
I exited out of there, and now I'm going back.
Not my fault, I tell you. Not my fault. Oh, boy.
Yes, it is your fault.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
It wasn't me.
Johnny Bravo.
I'm curious now, too, who did his voice.
I'm looking it up right now. Johnny Bravo. Gonna have to load. Load. Oh, wait. Okay, I found an actor called Johnny Bravo.
Nice.
I clicked on the wrong one.
Okay, so Jeff Bennett.
Jeff Bennett?
Yeah. Let's see here.
Who's Jeff Bennett? Shit. I'm terrible with names.
I'm trying to think of something you might more immediately recognize.
I'm looking at it right.
He was Candlejack in Freakazoid.
I never watched Freakazoid.
I didn't think so for some reason. Megas XLR?
The what now?
Guess not then.
Tough Puppy, Green Lantern, Gravity Falls, Frankenweenie, Giant Sea Monkeys.
He was in Transformers Animated. As a bunch of people, actually.
I haven't watched that one.
Time Squad. Wow.
I did see that one. Who was he in that one?
He played Jeremiah Todd Russell, Johannes Gutenberg, and Town Person Leader.
Okay. He was in Legend of Korra.
Oh, who did he voice in it?
Radio broadcaster.
Nice.
So he was the kind of Inspector Gadget sounding person.
Yeah, that would play when there was like a...
Oh, crap.
He was in Batman Beyond.
I did watch that one.
The 2D man / Stuart Lowe.
Is that Kingdom Hearts 3D? I hate how they've, like, every Kingdom Hearts... Oh, he was in the Old Republic as Darth Revan.
Raffle. He was the centipede singing voice from James and the Giant Peach.
The centipede. Oh, right. The Brooklyn one.
Yeah, he was the singing voice of that character.
Let's see. Kingdom... Fairly Odd Parents. Big Willie. Fairy Elder #1. Johnny Bravo Goes to Bollywood. Oh my god. That was a Must Find?
Oh boy.
Johnny Bravo Goes to Bollywood. That's all. That sounds awesome. Oh. Batman Year One.
Let's see here.
I don't think I saw that. Big Mickey, Ben 10. See, now, we're doing this again. Okay.
We're getting distracted. Let's see.
Maybe we should make a rule.
He was the narrator for Dave the Barbarian.
Never saw that.
What about Shaolin Showdown?
Here and there.
He was the voice of Clay, the bigger southern guy from Texas.
Okay.
So that probably makes sense to you.
Maybe we should make a rule. Maybe no IMDb, or maybe only one person on IMDb at a time.
I'm actually on Wikipedia, so.
Okay. Maybe only one person looks this up at a time. Otherwise, we have dead air.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh boy.
Dead Space Downfall. That was the little video they did. Johnny Bravo. Okay, I'm okay. Turning off.
Yeah,
IMDb.
Good idea. Getting rid of Wikipedia.
Okay, so we started talking about the bear, Johnny Bravo.
We were on WoW originally.
I know. We are easily derailed. We are the worst podcast hosts ever.
Oh well, it's going to continue anyway, so.
I'm gonna say we're worse than Just
probably...
Cool Enough. At least they can keep on topic. They're still awesome, though. Go listen to them. If you're listening to this and you're not listening to Just Cool Enough, well, it's not safe for work. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I have to say, even TGS probably does a better job of keeping on topic than we are currently. Which says a lot considering they have Jesse.
Jesse stays on topic more than we do.
One would say we should quit while we're ahead, but you know what? Fuck that. No. We will continue with this, whether...
We were ahead? Okay, back to WoW.
But yeah, overall ultimate thoughts on the expansion in general.
Oh, it needs work.
Yeah, it definitely needs work.
I don't want to limit on how much Valor and heroic point or heroic tokens I can get. I mean, back in the day, you had 7 runs to do to get maximum per week. I was fine with that. And then it went down. If you did heroic runs, you get heroic points. And then once you got all your heroic points, it would then go down to justice points. And then justice points had a maximum setting. So
yeah, you could only
get
1,000 each week.
Yeah, that was fine.
No, not each week. You could just carry 4,000 in general. There was
no limit
how much you could. Yeah.
But yeah, I was fine with that.
Okay, I do have to bring
I
up the
think,
one thing that should
I
probably
think
be
everybody.
addressed with us. In regards to the whole, you're forced to do dailies in order to get rep with the faction, versus like the previous model of reputation faction for the tabard or tabards for the reputation.
Oh God, yeah. Why aren't they doing that anymore? Getting rep with the tabards as you go through dungeons. Why?
That's actually a big thing I've been reading on the forums a lot here lately and everything. You know, if they want to leave the daily quest model in, let them do it, but give the tabards as a secondary option for those of us that would prefer to do it through tabards and all that. Now, the main reasoning behind those that disagree with the tabard model cry out, oh, but Blizzard wants you back out in the world. Yeah, so we can still go out into the world, still do dailies here and there if we want to. There's absolutely nothing that would take away from your experience by giving us that want the tabard the frickin' tabard.
Exactly. You weren't first forced to do one or the other. You could do both, or you could just do one.
It would be your choice. By Blizzard doing it this way, honestly, they're taking away an option from a lot of people that would prefer to have that option, and that's why a lot of people aren't finding it that fun.
Yeah, they need to change it really bad. Also, the tabards. Look, I play a Tauren. You can't see the fucking tabards at all. Doesn't matter how cool they look. I'm not going to be able to see them. So me putting on a tabard is kind of pointless.
Okay. The next big hot topic of WoW that I want to go over, cross-realm zones.
Laggy.
Broken as hell.
It's new though. That's the thing. So they can after a while they can fix it.
Do you think it was a good idea in general?
Well, here's the thing. You're either going to be that person who wants to go through and see all the new areas, or you're going to be that person who just levels up through the dungeon finder. And I think they even took out all the elite quests, like that required you to get like an extra person to help you fight mobs through all the lower level stuff. So
that was one of their ideas anyway. That was their whole idea behind implementing scenarios. Was to be the replacement for those, basically.
Yeah, but scenarios are like level 90 stuff.
Yeah, which sort of goes against what I remember them announcing at BlizzCon, because I'm pretty sure when they first announced this at BlizzCon, scenarios was just going to be an open thing all the way through, and it was just supposed to replace like group quests. At least that was the original model behind it.
I don't think they ever said that. I don't remember them ever saying that, but I'm sure we'll have somebody who'll... Yeah, I'm saying that like we have people who are going to watch this. What am I... We're going to have to do our own work.
Yeah, what are you talking about? We're going to be the only ones watching this. Us and those...
2 views!
Those and that we threaten to go watch it. Under threat of violence or some other blackmail.
So, 3 views. Got it. If we get a 4th view, I'm going to post, holy shit, we have a 4th.
Oh my god! Party time! We're going to do this like huge celebration video for hitting 4 views. We're going to give it the 100, 200 milestone video treatment just for getting 4.
I have balloons and confetti above my head as we speak. I'm waiting for it.
I've got candles all the way around, and I got a kazoo.
I don't have a kazoo. Oh, I want a kazoo.
No. No kazoo for you.
I have an airsoft gun. That's all it's going to do. Let me get my Luger here. There we go. There we go. Celebrating already.
Well,
These are
I've
the
got.
ones you have to. These are the ones you have to handcock and then pull. It's not automated. It doesn't have like a little air canister to go for it. It's just, you have to pull the thing and then the spring shoots it.
Sounds great. Sounds like a lot of work then.
It is if you decide you want to go out and shoot people. Boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, and then everybody mows you down with semi-automatics.
Right, now we got to get some techno music for you going through and shooting people.
And now our fourth word has disliked. In fact, I've disliked.
We just killed it right there.
Hit the dislike button if you want us to continue. Hit the like button if you want us to continue.
Either way, we win, so. Thumb it up, thumb it down, whichever.
Thumb it up, we continue. Thumb it down, we never stop.
Oh, God.
This is mostly us just shooting the shit now, and then maybe something comes of it.
Yeah, Yeah, this is our first episode, and we just kind of jumped into it head first, so we don't have a topic list.
I don't think we
ever will
have a topic. I don't think we should. We should never have a topic. Maybe we say, maybe we should talk about this
we have
week.
we'll come in with some general ideas, but beyond that,
we will not be professional.
No.
And you know what? YouTube doesn't want professionalism. Look at half the stuff that's on YouTube.
Oh, God. No. We're getting into that weird part of YouTube again, aren't we? Oh, boy. So.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Going back and everything, back to the whole Cross-Realm Zone thing.
I don't think...
The whole thing of it was, like I asked, was it a good idea to have implemented it to begin with?
With, like, all the stuff that isn't needed, it's not needed. It's pretty much what it is. It's not needed for anything, because you don't have group quests anymore.
A lot of people that are going to be leveling will, for the most part, be leveling through the dungeon finder.
Yeah, and, I mean, let's say you do this, and you manage to find another person. They're on another realm. You cannot join their... If you, like, talk to each other and you're like, wow, I really had fun with this person.
The most you can do is add them by a battle tag or real ID.
Yeah, and I guess that's good. But you can do the same thing through the dungeon finder.
Yeah.
If anybody talked at all. But seriously, do you really want to add anybody through the dungeon finder?
The biggest problem I have with it is it was basically Blizzard's answer to the huge outcry of so many servers being dead servers because they've got so many of them these days. And a lot of servers just being dead. And ultimately, in the end, that doesn't solve the problem of what a dead server has. It doesn't fix the economy, for one. It doesn't really offer up the viability of finding on-your-realm groups for stuff. And I'm getting beeped.
Guess who's online? Yeah, what I think, if they're going to do that, then do it for, like, the auction house or the major, like, city chat.
Yeah, if you're going to cross-realm zone it, honestly, do it in full. Go through and combine, like, auction houses, chats, etc.
I think, though, if they try to combine, like, I think auction houses and chat is enough. Like, if they try to combine anything else, like, actually have people there, or just randomly appear, or they're on like your mini map when you're in a group to do a raid finder or dungeon finder, that might kind of put a lot of strain on the servers, let
But
alone
ultimately,
anybody's computer.
But ultimately, in the end, I think what they should have done was just actually listen to the community's suggestion on this one. Yeah, sure, there would be a lot of technicalities involved in regards to like names and stuff, but that would have probably been more easily resolved than the mess that they're currently having to work through with CRZ.
Yeah, but so all in all, the cross realm zone's kind of pointless.
Yeah, me personally, I don't think it should have been implemented. I wish that, honestly, they would get rid of it. Or, at the very least, give those that don't want to be involved with it an option to opt out of it.
Yeah, definitely, because you'll have, you'll go into a new zone or you'll just walk out of the major cities and all of a sudden you'll get a lag spike.
And you'll be ported to someone else's server. If I wanted to play on a different server, I'd start a character on a different server. I chose my server to be on that server at all times.
Or just pay to transfer.
That too.
That's pretty much it on that.
Yeah, for the most part.
I haven't really done any of the new I've done like the first two, the Jade Serpent Temple and the Storm Stout Brewery. I haven't done any of the others. What's your have you done those?
Let's see here. I've done Jade's Temple of the Jade Serpent. I've done Storm Stout Brewery. I'm trying to remember the other one. Mogashan Palace, I think, is the other one I did. And
how was that?
So far, honestly, I find the instances to actually be rather enjoyable.
Yeah.
Personally. I mean, I did Raid Finder as well, and I've done the first two of those that are currently available. My gear level isn't high enough to queue for the other ones yet. But basically, the first two that are available in Raid Finder is the Mogushan Vaults broken down into two separate Raid Finder queues, like Madness of Deathwing and fucking Siege of Wyrmrest Temple was during Cataclysm's Raid Finder.
Right.
So you've got 3 bosses from Mogushan Vaults on the first part, and then 3 from the second. For the most part, I enjoyed some of the bosses, with the exception of the last boss in part 2, Vault of Mystery or something like that is what it's called. Oh my god, that boss. It's not hard, really, to say the least. It's just one of those encounters that's just intentionally drawn out. It's an ad fight, is what it is. Basically, the way it goes is you'll have ads that start spawning when the fight begins that eventually lead to the bosses coming out. The 2 tanks will hold the bosses on separate sides facing away from the raid, and
this sounds like the Emperor boss in Encourage.
But anyways, from that point on, basically all you're doing is you have to kill ads, just killing ads over and over again, and there's this very small window of downtime from the ads where you can focus on the boss. The very first time we did it, we got the bosses down to roughly 10% before we wiped. And my DBM log informed me when we wiped. Now, mind you, the bosses were only at 10%. When we wiped, we had been in the encounter for 12 minutes.
Ow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm going to assume that the group, being a bunch of fickle bitches that they are, because, Raid Finder, they all decided, I'm going to drop because this is a fail raid. Even though that was the person who was bringing the group down, right?
Probably. I didn't pay that much attention. I was just more at the fact that we fought this fucker for 12 minutes and wiped, and the fact I was going to have to do it all over again.
I do like that the Raid Finder is 25-man, right?
Yeah, 25-man.
It's like easy mode 25-man. So like if some asshole drops out, you can still keep going unless all your tanks or all your healers drop.
Yeah. Which, thankfully, that's one of the benefits I had, is one of the tanks that was in the group was a friend of mine that I queued with from Suramar, so...
Yeah, I really can't.
Are you even geared to do any Raid Finder yet?
I don't think so. I haven't really been doing any dungeons at all. Like, I've just been doing dailies.
Yeah, that's me too. For
'Cause
the
I just want to
most
get
part,
those out of the way.
that very same tank friend I was talking about and everything, he for the most part helped me push the gear for my mage that I needed to do the Raid Finder stuff. That and the I did some PvP. I cheated, I admit. I did PvP to convert to JP to get my JP cloak. And then I got the 2 rings, one of them being Spirit. Yeah, I know, healer ring, but I reforged the Spirit, as much of the Spirit off it as it would let me, into a more useful stat, and so...
That's okay. I have one of the Headless Horseman rings that does not have Spirit, because you can't have the other ring. You can't have 2 of the other ring because it's unique.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the reason I picked up both of them. I mean, in my defense and everything, no, I did not ninja it. The healer did not need it, so...
And that's another thing I don't like. When you're in groups and you want to need something, but you don't know if the healer needs... Because you can't see if they need it or not.
Oh, yeah, the new loot system.
You have to actually ask, and,
And a lot of the times, if you ask, A, that's going to take time, and B, you're probably going to get a dick response to it.
Yeah, you're going to have somebody who says no, and then...
Or they're going to, be a troll about it and roll need because of the fact that you asked. Either way, it's just not good design, in my opinion. Which actually brings me back, since we were talking about Raid Finder, the way the Raid Finder loot works these days.
What's funny is, though, I would still ask, does anybody need, even when we could still see if everybody needed or greeted. But I mean, I'm like the slowest typist ever. I think I do one word millennium.
You sure it's not an Aeon?
I know, maybe a millennium is pushing it.
You may be giving you too much credit.
When I started this word, the world
was young. The dinosaurs were in their prime.
This word I started was old, even when the world was young.
But no, honestly, I'm sort of on the fence at the moment about the way the new Raid Finder loot system works.
Yeah.
Because basically, instead of the loot dropping off the boss like you'd expect it to, and then it just being distributed like you would expect, now it's basically you get a 1 in 25 chance at getting a loot piece off a boss.
Yep. Well,
and then...
Are they still doing like the not generic, but like the token, the loot tokens that are class specific, or are they just all class now?
I'm not entirely sure. Like, when I look through Atlas loot and everything and such, there is the tier set for Raid Finder. But yeah, I've yet to see a token available for Raid Finder. But it claims it's there, so I'm going to assume it has to be somewhere, Maybe just not in one of the raids I've done yet. But I digress. It's just, like I said, I'm on the fence about the new loot system right now until I do more raids and figure out more. Like, for example...
Well, when we screwed around in the beta, they had a feature where it would a little window would pop up and say, here's the loot thus far, and this is who got it. I'm like, that was nice. That was like an easy. There you go. That's who's got it.
No, that's not there. It doesn't.
No, that was back in the beta.
Yeah, you don't roll. Period. You either get it or you don't.
Yeah, I know.
But ultimately, the biggest problem with that as well is not giving you. Yeah, sure, you had a chance of the piece of loot not dropping that you wanted, but the problem with that is you could do the Raid Finder 2 weeks in a row and get a loot piece and it be the exact same frickin' thing that you cannot trade to anybody else that could possibly use it. And another thing, those Elder Charms that you can get for collecting the 90 silver charms throughout daily quests each week?
Yeah. Do those do anything?
It's supposed to, but again, it's a double-edged sword. Like I got my 3 for the week when I did the second part of Raid Finder, 3 bosses, right? So essentially, out of 6 possible rolls, all I ended up with for all 6 of them was gold, not a single piece of loot.
This is sounding like that scenario we did. What was that scenario where we only got gold, where we only got fireworks over and...
Oh, frickin' the level 85 version of Fall of Theramore.
God damn, that was so annoying.
Oh God, yeah, that was aggravating.
Hey, Wind, what did you get? Oh, let me fucking show you! I got another one!
And I got even more where that came from!
You know what? I think I'm good for a whole fucking year! You guys want a 4th of July?
I'm my own goddamn 4th of July show. Watch! I'm serious. I think I got like 6 or 7 stacks of fucking 20 of those fireworks in my mage's bank. No.
Yeah. God, I did that like freaking every chance I could. I did that on Windhoof, and I finally got the healing shield. And I promptly replaced it once the game hit. The expansion hit.
I thankfully got the staff that I wanted on my mage. It wasn't an upgrade for him, but it is a very nice X-Monk staff, and as far as I know, the only model of it in the game. Which is, as far as I can tell, based on the fact that, oh, get this, and you're going to love this, the first time I ever decided to queue for a scenario, randomly, didn't queue for a specific, did it randomly, it gave me fucking Fall of Theramore. Out of all the currently available scenarios, fucking Theramore again.
You weren't sick of it before. Why would you be sick of it now?
But anyways, at the end of it, that Spoils of Theramore bag does not drop. So that means that staff, unless it drops from the Cache of Treasures or whatever it's called you get for completing just random scenario in general, unless it drops from that, that staff is currently no longer available.
Oh, that's annoying.
But again, I'm not 100% sure on that.
Excuse me. What? I have a dog here at the moment. He wanted in, now he wants back out.
Ignore the puppy.
He's a big giant ass puppy. Alright, yeah, he's the third co-host, Biggs. The chocolate lab mix. What's the other part? I don't know.
What?
Go ahead and breathe into the mic.
Great, now your microphone has dog slobber all over it.
I can't reach it with my tongue.
Alright, calm down, Ed.
Stop.
Ed, a.k.a. the Silver Surfer's retarded cousin.
No. I think we should also avoid inside jokes. But quick explanation. When we did
Saints Row the Third
game together, I made a Silver Surfer look like really derpy looking who has a zombie voice.
Oh boy. That's all I'm going to say about it.
I've been changing them here and there. I still like that zombie voice.
And he gets really pissed off sometimes if you run over people.
He gets pissed off all the time. And guess who's always driving? Nick.
No. Don't know what you're talking about.
Tag. Fuck. I already broke first rule. But you know what? It's the first podcast. No one's going to know if I'm Greg.
Oh, I'm Greg. He's Nick. Honest.
Yeah, no one's gonna watch this.
Yeah, so I think we're pretty safe.
But we'll try next time. We're gonna try our hardest not to say our real names until we get sick of not saying our real names, and we'll just go back to saying our real names.
Yeah. It's going to come down ultimately to just which name comes first.
But yeah.
We've known Wind for years. We know his real name. But yet, even despite all that, he's still Wind to us.
I don't think it's been years. I think that might
now at least. Almost.
When did Cataclysm come out? I'm not going to look this up. You know what? I am not going to go...
You know what? Let's just leave that for a discussion for another day.
We'll talk about it some other time. Right now, no.
So, I guess this mostly leads into, I would say gaming news, but we didn't really look up any gaming news to really dare.
Oh, shit.
So, what games have you been immersed in here recently?
Oh, let's see. What does my Steam profile say? Steam, what have I been playing recently? Besides WoW?
I know you logged on to Guild Wars 2 earlier.
Yeah, that was mostly because WoW was down.
Blizzard broke
I'm not
servers.
I'm not addicted. I have been playing. I love how I can't remember a damn name. BioShock 2. I've been playing BioShock 2.
Have you checked out Vampire yet?
Not yet.
Foxy Baptist. Yes, that is something from the guy Little Karibo that does the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. He did a series of Let's Play of him pretending to be the character Merrick playing through Vampire the Masquerade.
If you don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series is, type in either Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series or Little Karibo. It is funny as shit.
Yeah, it is.
Since I can swear, I want to say shit, fuck, ass, goddamn, motherfucker.
Shit, piss, damn, fuck. It's okay.
Piss isn't a bad word. Actually, damn's not a bad word either.
We're going to get flagged, so this video will probably be taken down for some reason.
Look, if I let you out, you can't come back in, alright?
We're busy!
Hey, we got an animal on the show. That'll get hits, right? People love animals.
Only when they can see them, Win. Only when they can see them.
Damn it.
And unfortunately, we're not technically sound enough to be able to properly show video in regards to us doing podcasts. So, we're not that amazing. We'll figure it out eventually, I'm sure. But for now, we're just going to stick to the basics.
We're cheap as hell, so if anybody knows of a free program, sure.
Yeah, let us know about it. Because we're poor folk around here.
Poor. I think that's an understatement. Shit. Well, what have you been playing?
For the most part, Mists of Daily Craft. I've been playing a lot of Dishonored since I received it. I'm actually really enjoying that game right now. It can be a bitch sometimes, though, especially if you're trying to go through the stealthy approach in it. Because I've decided to go into that game, try to be as stealthy as possible, but if I just can't avoid it, stab someone in the eye. Needless to say, I've been having to do a lot of stabby.
Excuse me, friend. Do you need a knife in your eye? I think you do.
That or a bullet or a crossbow bolt. But, yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with Dishonored. Let's see here, what else have I really been playing lately? I think that's really about it.
Oh,
Been
shoot.
watching.
Yeah. Guns of Icarus. That's right. That's one I've been playing as well.
I've not really been playing as much as watching this, but a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged stuff that we were just recently talking about, since I only just recently got into it.
Yeah, I think he stopped at like 5 or 6 episodes. He hasn't really gone back to it.
Not just the Let's Plays that he did, even though they're funny as hell, but just a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged stuff in general.
He's also done the Naruto Bridge, which is maybe 11 episodes into it.
But yeah, he's got a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged stuff that I gotta catch up on.
A ton? Metric shit ton might be a little more appropriate.
Yeah. Because let's see here, he's done a majority of the main season. I'm pretty sure he finished, from what I could see, all of Season 0, as it's become known to call.
It's Season 0.
Yami is a dick in Season 0.
I know! He even did a review on the manga. Oh god, that was... Man, what is up with their hands?
I found a panel going through the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged stuff the other night that he apparently did, where when he did his Q&A, instead of doing just a basic Q&A, he would have people pick a character to ask a question to and actually answer them in character as that person.
I have not seen this. This sounds awesome.
It was pretty funny. Having people like ask him questions like Joey or Bakura or Merrick. It was really funny.
I would like to talk to Naruto. Oh my god, what the fuck do you want? I'm busy! Hopefully that wasn't too loud.
Yeah, we'd hate to disturb the dead.
I mean, like, I don't want to burst any eardrums. Then again, that might improve our podcast if I burst some eardrums.
Again, I repeat, we don't want to wake the dead.
I will wake the dead all I want.
Because that'd be about the only people that would probably hear this, is you waking the dead. We're going to start the zombie fucking apocalypse just because of us trying to get people to listen to the podcast. It'll be our fault.
Now when that happens, we're going to have to, like, come out and say, we're sorry.
We're sorry, we didn't mean to destroy the world. It's the end of the world as we know it. I'd better stop right there before we get hit with copyright infringement.
Yeah. And I think I hear a bit of an echo from your end.
From my end?
Yeah, I think I can hear myself. Hello? Yes. Yeah, I can.
Weird.
A little short.
Why?
It just goes beep.
That's weird. Did it just recently start happening?
Yeah. Wait. Psst, hello. Okay, it's good.
I have no idea. The only time I can get echoes from you is whenever you take off your headset. Because I guess the sound from the speakers is reverberating back into your mic.
Everything's fine now. I don't know what the hell happened.
Who knows? It just adds flavor. That's what we'll say. That's their story, and we're sticking to it. It adds flavor.
Flavor. Flavor that tastes like shit!
But ultimately, in the end, yeah, WoW and Dishonored, that's all I've really been playing.
Yeah.
No, we're not WoW addicts!
I'm not an addict. I can quit anytime I want. After this raid.
Oh, and then I gotta finish this quest.
Oh man, I got my fucking dailies!
Gotta do those.
Oh, then I gotta farm for material so I can make something for my friend.
Then I gotta go check the auction house, see if anything good's going on in there.
Then I gotta level up all my 50 alts.
But I can stop anytime I want!
Mom, get the bucket!
Oh god, no, let's just not go there. No. No!
Drinking water on air.
At least it's not tea.
I can get tea.
Let's
I'll go
not.
get some tea right now.
I think we're pretty much drawing to a close for this, so let's save it for after. Let's save it for the after party that we're not going to have.
Sure thing. So, I guess, final thoughts? I don't know. What are we going to do at the end?
That's a really good question. 'Cause I don't think we can really end on a bang.
We barely started on a whimper. Let's see. Look, we're going to try to improve this, maybe get some extra people to offset the stupidity and ignorance that is us.
But I wouldn't put too much. What's the term I'm looking for?
That's if we don't get lazy. That's it. That's even if this podcast comes out at all. Let's be honest, we're lazy.
Oh, I'm going to make sure this podcast comes out, one way or the other. It will happen.
Hey, Wind, when are you going to finish that review you're doing? Fuck you, Wind. I'm going to finish it whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah, speaking of, when are you actually going to finish that review since you brought it up?
Let's see, when I stop getting work all the time, because, shit, when I work, I'm just drained. I don't want to do anything.
How much of it do you even have done? I remember you were pretty close.
I'm almost done, actually. The format I'm going for is, anything that doesn't have to do with the game is going to be drawn pictures or photoshopped.
But
I guess if I want to give an example, extra credit. If anybody you have seen those videos on the Penny Arcade channel.
But ultimately, in the end, my own personal channel, I do Let's Plays. I was doing a Let's Play of a game called SWAT 4, but for some reason, that game decided to shit out on me, and I've not been able to get it to run properly in ages, so I'll get back to that whenever I can actually get it to hopefully run, and in the meantime, once I find something else to Let's Play that I feel will be a good long-running series, I'll get started on that.
Alright, I'm going to smoke bomb this. I'm going to open the door and smoke bomb it. Oh, wait, it's a broom closet. No, this is the second time I've done that.
Hush.
I'm just giving them incentive to go see your video.
The broom closet deserved it.
Alright, broom closet.
It's you and me now, motherfucker. Let's do this! But, yeah, I guess, when are you going to actually get your solo channel even started? Because it's kind of hard to promote when you don't have it started.
Oh, you know what, if I start it, I'll let you guys know.
But in the meantime, will update it once he gets his channel started. And in the meantime, you can see my stuff over at www.youtube.com/theactualgamer. And as far as I know, that's pretty much it for this one.
Sign out.
Until next time, my peeps.
I could say something witty, but I don't wanna.
And we'll end on that.
Piss off.
Later.